As far as Christmas Eve is concerned, well, that was one of the biggest holidays besides Easter. It was just one big party until late in the evening, and then we opened the Christmas gifts.
My grandfather loved Christmas lights. He had the street was, it looked like a winter wonderland.
You know, my parents had they would have a huge bash Christmas Eve, and the neighbors would come, and if the neighbors didn't show up, they would say, let's get the guitars, let's get everybody, bring the wine, and we're going to go over there and get them and bring them back. And, you know, they would be singing, they'd be caroling.
The singing, I mean, the family would, the older, not the kids, but the older crowd would get around and they would sing, and there was Christmas carols, and there was Santa Claus, and everybody got something, and the line was incredible. I mean, the parking went for blocks.
There were nights where, you know, on Christmas Eve where we'd all of a sudden hear singing, and we'd run out, and there was the church, the Sacred Heart Church. All the choir was out there doing caroling. And it was snowing that one year, and I remember my grandfather made them all come in, and they had to have some wine and some food, and it was, you know, that was the type of person he was. He was loved by everybody.
Anyone could walk in, and when they came in, everyone was happy to see. It was like, hey, where have you been? You know, it was unbelievable.
You know, when you got there, everybody had to go say hello to all their aunts and uncles, and my godmother was there, and I used to always have to give her a present. And it was just a tradition, and it was just so many people growing up through generations, and then their kids, and then the kids' kids came.
At Christmas Eve, we went to church, did our duty there, and then came home and opened up the gifts.
And we had a tradition that before we sat to eat, my mother and father would sit at the head of the table, and we had to go up and kiss their hand, and then he would give us an envelope with 2 $1 bills in it, and that went on for years and years and years. He was very proud of that, and it was a big thing for him.
And everybody was happy. We didn't get much, but what we got, we appreciated.
Christmas Eve was very big for the Italian family. They brought their traditions from Rose. It was a meatless meal. They call it now, or they called it back then, the Feast of the Seven Fishes, which I don't believe is celebrated too much here in America, but still celebrated in Italy, especially in the southern part.
Especially, but in Italy, each region has different food, different customs, traditions, Christmas, whatever. We do different things. Then even the town next to us, they do different things than my town at Christmas time or whatever. All different traditions, total different baking, and it's in one town to another. It was like 5 minutes away, everything changes. Even the dialect, a little bit. We talk the same, but sometimes even the dialect, few words changes, and we live like 2 miles away from next town, each other. We have a lot of influence. Our dialect, where we're from, we have words, Greek words in our dialect, Arabic, Latin, French, Spanish, Catalan, because we were conquered by so many people down south. Germans, Spaniards, Normans, Frederick II from Germany. So
our family were peasants. Both sides of the family were peasants. So the peasant food and their tradition, they brought here to America.
We would have codfish, eels, tuna fish, shrimp, calamari. That was very important. Swordfish and salmon.
And sometimes we'd have lobster, but not often. And everything was fried or in a red sauce. It was great. But your house stank for a week.
From the cod to the calamari to the smelts to it was just amazing. And everybody brought something, and the food went all night.
We would all pack into the house, into the basement, with 2 huge tables filled with food, and the kids on one side, and the parents and, you know, uncles and everybody on the other side.
And she did cookies. She baked cookies for like 3 days. She'd be making all kinds of cookies.
The pastries, the coffee you had afterwards.
Fried dough with anchovies inside of it, rolled up and then deep fried. And those are leech balls we used to have. And very good. And I love them today if I can find them.
One of the things that we make is a Christmas pastry called bialote. It's a nut raisin pastry dish, and it's complicated to make. And last year, I wasn't going to make it. And my granddaughter said, "Grandma, you have to do that. It's tradition." So to this day, we still do a lot of the Italian cooking.
When we have Christmas Eve, I say, "Oh, I might cut out this, I might cut out that," and my children go crazy. They want to have the eel, which is that's a Southern tradition if you're Italian. And I mean, I grew up eating it, not knowing that it was really eel. I just ate it. But now my 3 kids will not let me get away without the eel and without the not the perch, whatever it is, the smelts and the little fish. I have to have it all. So it was interesting. Now they're coming back where I'd be more interested to just making life a little easier and just have my few little things, and I can't do that. They want it. So I'm glad they'll probably carry on the tradition when I don't anymore.
Nowadays, it was just so expensive to do it, but there's just not enough people around to do it either.